Hi, folks. This is Mr. Thomas, your teacher for Dmpt 2600 Basic Editing. The CRN number for this course is 202112. Welcome to the fall semester of 2020 for this entirely online course. Okay, this course will be 16 weeks, actually 17 weeks, because of the fact that we have to we have to make up rather for the Thanksgiving Wednesday, Thursday, Friday where we're offline for that week in November, as well as the one day that we're offline for the Labor Day holiday at the end of August. So I did want to let you know about that, but it's 17 weeks entirely, one more week other than the typical 16 weeks that we're used to. As a basic description of the course, it's an introduction to the creative and technical aspects of video production, or actually video post-production. And we're going to be working with Adobe Premiere Pro as far as the editing program of choice. So one of the first things out of the gate that you need to make sure of is you need to make sure that you have access to the Adobe Creative Cloud. This is a subscription-based service that includes up to about 25 different programs. Let's see, if I can get back up on the internet here. It includes about 25 different programs, and you pay a small licensing fee of $19.99 a month. That's the student rate, and you pay that for the first year. After the first year, the rate does go up, but it's still reasonable in the area of, I think, as high as maybe $39.99 if you're a student, or you're a teacher like me, you can get a discount as opposed to close to, I think it's $80, $79.99 for everybody else. You get access to 25 different programs. And the great thing about the Adobe Creative Cloud, as they call it, is it's not just one program like Adobe Premiere Pro. You get over 20 programs, close to 25 different applications you get access to. They update every time an update is made to the program, which is not just every year, but throughout the year. They have minor updates to the program, and you have access to it online. You can access your account and install Adobe, any one of the Adobe projects, any one of the Adobe products that you are licensed to use on any computer anywhere in the world. But bear in mind that you have a limit of, I think it's two or three computers that you can install the software onto. So say, for example, you go visit your friend in Canada somewhere, they have a computer, you need to do some work up there. What you can do is that you can download the Adobe Creative Cloud on your friend's computer. You can install Premiere Pro and any other Adobe application you have access to on that computer. If you've already installed it on 2 or 3 other computers here in the States, in the United States, or somewhere else in the world, you would have to deauthorize those computers. So it's like kind of like taking it, deactivating it for one of the computers you have at home, so you can activate it for your new computer that you have in Canada. Install it, download, do your work and whatever. And when you go back home and you work in Atlanta again, you can deauthorize the Adobe Creative Cloud on the computer in Canada. So it's a really convenient tool, and it's absolutely necessary for your time here at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. So if you don't already have a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, you definitely want to go to adobe.com, and you want to look under the part of the, let's see if I can reach it this time. I just had to restart my, I'm having some issues with the internet. You want to definitely look at making a purchase. Go for the student discount. It should be starting out at $19.99 a month. You can pay for a full year ahead of time if you want to for a small discount on that, but it's definitely well worth your time and investment of your money, investing in yourself and in your career, and it is required for really all the classes, definitely that are being taught online, but really all the classes at GPTC. Although we have a computer lab that has Adobe Creative Cloud, there's really no way, even if we were on campus this semester, which we are not, there's really no way you can do all of your work on campus on the computers and expect to really develop yourself seriously as a student, much less as a person who's entering film, television, 3D animation, graphic design, or whatever area you're trying to get into in the television and film industry and animation industry. So you definitely do need to have access to this software, the Adobe Creative Cloud. It's a suite of between 20 and 25 applications like Premiere Pro for editing, Photoshop for raster image creation, Illustrator for vector art. I'm pretty sure you're all pretty familiar with it. Make sure that you do, make sure you have access to it. Actually, the prerequisites for this course is you have to have Dmpt 1000 under your belt for this course. Um, that's my name, Jabbar Thomas, and my email address, thomasj@gptc.edu. As I said, this is entirely an online course, so we will never meet on campus this semester for this course. Everything will be online. Now, we will have a proctored event later on in the semester in December, okay? That is a required event where we all have to be live online, and it's like a video chat conference. That is required. I'll talk to you about that in a second or so. My office hours technically are Monday to Friday via Blackboard Collaborate by appointment only. So if you need to speak to me like real time live, we can make that happen. But please make sure you email me and ask for an appointment so we can get that to happen. The textbook is Adobe Premiere Pro CC Classroom in a Book, the 2020 release by Maxim Jago. Okay. And I can show you even without the internet, hopefully, maybe I might be able to show you. No, I cannot. Well, I may have to make other arrangements, but the idea is the the textbook is the Adobe Premiere Pro CC Classroom in a Book 2020 released by Maxim Jago. Here's the ISBN 13, ISBN 10 numbers. There is a Kindle version of the text, okay? And there is a paperback version of the text. The paperback version of the text is carried in the school bookstore. You can order the book online at the bookstore, the campus bookstore at GPTC, or you can call them and order it and pay for it. And they mail it to you. Of course, that's gonna require some time to get to you, though you do not have to pay for postage. The idea is also, I want to tell you that personally, I recommend getting the Kindle version of the text because of the fact that number one, it's cheaper. Number two, if you have a laptop or desktop, Mac or PC, if you have a iPhone or Android phone, if you have a Android tablet or a Mac tablet, Mac-based tablet, iOS tablet, if you have any smart technology at all, you can download the Kindle app to your device. And then after you download the Kindle app, you can purchase the book in the ebook version or the Kindle version from an outlet like Amazon.com, or you can buy it also from peachpit.com. Download it to your device and you have the textbook right there. Okay. So the Kindle app is free, but of course you have to pay for the textbook. Okay, and I think it's the last time I checked, it may be like $35 when I purchased the most current version for the 2020 release. And I want to encourage you, if you have an earlier version like 2019 or 2018 or 2017 or 2015 or something like that, yes, the program is very similar to other earlier versions of the program, and the textbook is very similar to other earlier versions of the text, but I cannot vouch for it being exactly identical to the 2020 text. So for example, if you have the 2017 textbook and you say, hey, I'll just go with that. If you make that decision, which I do not recommend, by the way, then you're basically betting that it's identical to the 2020 textbook for all the uses, purposes that we're going to have. And I cannot guarantee that. The best case scenario, the safe money is just buying the 2020 version of it. I also want to encourage you, when you get the Creative Cloud subscription, that you download Adobe Premiere Pro Classroom Book 2020. That way we know that I'm seeing what you're seeing and you're seeing what I'm seeing. So I won't ask you to click a button on the screen that doesn't exist in your version of Premiere Pro, or I won't ask you to do an exercise in the textbook that doesn't exist in your version of the textbook for Premiere Pro. So we all want to be on the same page, using the same software and the same textbook. There's another supplemental syllabus that you can find online at www.gptc.edu/supplemental syllabus, because the syllabus that we're looking at here is not the entire syllabus. It's not like all the rules and regulations for the school. These are all the rules and regulations for my class, but there are lots of other general information for the school that you do need to be aware of. So after that, we have course competencies and student learning outcomes. This is, we're just going to kind of gloss over this, but you do want to make sure you go over this thoroughly. If you have any questions, you could ask me. Reach out to me by email at thomasj@gptc.edu. But we're not going to go over this word for word, but you do need to be aware of it. Work ethics and course policies. I don't take late work whatsoever. So no late work, no makeup work, unless it's something like you were in the hospital or you have a dependent that's a spouse or child that was in a hospital when you were supposed to be, like, say, for example, at the proctored event. Okay. Really, excuses don't really even work for anything else, because of the fact that you basically are going to start off with your reading assignments. You're going to know all the reading assignments for the semester. All the quizzes are already up on Blackboard, so you do not have to wait until the last minute to do anything. So there's really no excuse for missing a deadline, okay? Because all the quizzes are up right now. So you could, if you wanted to, you could read through the entire chapter and in a couple of weeks, basically complete the course. I don't recommend that, but you could do that if you wanted to. So, so please make sure you keep up with the reading. We read a chapter every week. We take a quiz every week. The quiz is due on the Friday of the week by 11:59 p.m. The quizzes are taken on Blackboard and submitted to Blackboard. Okay. I mentioned a proctored event to you. This is mandatory. Okay. Your proctored event for this class is December the 3rd, 2020 at 3 p.m. on Blackboard Collaborate. You must be there. That is 10% of the grade in the course is the proctored event. And so essentially it's like a video chat we'll do with the entire class. It's supremely important that you are present. And you can see it says that in the proctored event section there. The no-show assignment and work ethics quiz, that is also critically important. As per the state policy and GPTC policy, every student must complete the no-show assignment and ethics assignment on Blackboard for every class that you are in, no later than 11 a.m. on not January the 19th. That's for the spring semester. In our particular case, it's the 29th of August. Okay, by 10 a.m. You've got to complete your no-show assignment and your ethics quiz by 10 a.m. on the 29th of August, 2020. If you do not complete your ethics quiz and your no-show assignment, then essentially what's going to happen is that the registrar is going to register you as not being in the class, kicking you out of the class, withdrawing you from the class, and they're going to send your money, your financial aid money, they're going to send it back to wherever it came from if you didn't pay out of pocket. So if you have a lender or a grantor or like a scholarship, they'll disenroll you from the course and send your money back. You do not want that to happen. So please, please, please do not forget to take that no-show assignment and that ethics quiz by the 29th of August, 2020 at 10 a.m. No excuses. Here are all the elements that are included in the semester. We're going to have quizzes once per week, as I mentioned to you. That's 15% of your grade. You're going to have 3 projects. You're going to notice each project is going to build on the previous project. Okay, we're going to talk about that a little later on in the project assignment sheets. A project assignment sheet is a sheet that I upload to Blackboard that tells you what the project is all about, everything that you have to do to complete the project, what the goal of the project is, and it comes in a bit of a rubric format. So you know exactly what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. One problem that a lot of students seem to have is they either kind of are vaguely familiar with the project assignment sheet, but they never actually read it, or they read it well in advance of the project, and then they do the project, never taking a look at the project assignment sheet again. And when they turn in their project, there are lots of parts that are missing or done incorrectly, and they could have easily not gotten bad grades on the project if they had read the project assignment sheet as they were doing the project and read the project assignment sheet after they completed the project, using it as a checklist to make sure that they did everything that they were asked to do. So you'll see project assignment sheets for projects 1, 2, and 3. We have a midterm exam that's worth 15% of midterm multiple choice exam on Blackboard, 15% of your grade. The proctored event, as I mentioned, that's 10%. And you have a written final exam that's due on December the 5th, 2020 by 11:59 p.m. on Blackboard. That's worth 15% of your grade. And there's a 15% professionalism grade. Okay. After that, in the syllabus, you have your course outline. We go week by week. Right now, we're in week 1, which is August 16th through August the 22nd. What you should be doing right now this week is you should be reading chapter 1 or lesson 1 in your textbook. It's called Touring the Premiere Pro CC, Adobe Premiere Pro CC. That's basically giving you a tour of the interface. That is a tour of the screen for the program, the opening screen for the program, the user interface, or the screen that you use to edit something. Okay, the main screen. Okay, it kind of tells you what all the windows mean. Also, there is a PowerPoint that I have that's on Blackboard called The Steps to Becoming a Film Editor. You do want to read that as well, because that's about really your professional development as an editor. You want to make sure that you're not just learning a program, you're also cultivating your ability artistically and professionally. Knowing, okay, I've got this skill, I've got a certain degree of artistic talent so far. Now, how is this going to help me climb the ladder in the film industry? Also, I have a video called What is an Editor? These are the 3 things you want to do this week before August the 22nd. Okay. You also want to complete your no-show assignment by August the 29th. I'll just remind you there. Okay. And this third column, it just reminds you, okay, read the lesson 1 textbook and do the lesson, do the exercises. The textbook is like a workbook, so it's not going to do you much good to just read the workbook. You have to have the program open, and you have to have the textbook open, and as you read the textbook, do what it tells you to do to complete the exercises, and you'll learn the program as you go along. So it's very much hands-on, so please make sure that you're doing the exercises in the textbook. Your first quiz is due on Blackboard on Friday, August the 28th. I'm sorry, it's not September the 28th. That's my mistake. It's August the 28th, 2020. And it's on actually chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is a really short chapter. You can see in the second week, you're going to talk about chapter 2 in the textbook and do the exercise. It's a very short chapter. Chapter 1, chapter 2 is a little longer, but the idea is quiz 1 is going to be on lessons 1 and 2. If you hear me use the word chapter, it's the same thing as a word lesson. Okay, it's just a force of habit. Chapters in a book. So lesson 2 is about setting up a project. Okay, make sure you do that quiz by Friday, August the 28th. And as we move through the weeks in the semester, you can see I have the dates. The first date is the Sunday. The last date is the following Saturday. What's an essential is what you should be reading or should have read by that particular week. So by week 3, you should have read lesson 3 in the book, Importing Media. And then once again, it reminds you about the no-show assignment that's due on August the 29th. Quiz 2, you're going to have, that's going to be due by Friday, the 4th of September. And it's going to be on lesson 3, Importing Media. So that's kind of the pattern we have here. You read a chapter and you do a quiz. You do a quiz on a chapter that you do the Friday of that week before midnight. Okay, that's what we're doing all the way through weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we get to week 7, there's a project called Editing Basic Dialogue. I'm going to have a video tutorial where you edit along with me with some footage that I'm going to provide to you. And this is like the very basic ABCs of editing. Notice that this project is due in week 7. At the end of week 7, oh, I'm sorry. The project is due, at the end of week 8 on the 10th of October. But project 1, we're going to talk about it in the video in the week 7. So that's September the 27th through October the 3rd. You'll get some materials that will help you get started on that project. And this is where we get into the meat and potatoes, where you're actually telling a story with editing. Okay. Week 8, in addition to having your first project due on October the 10th by 11:59 p.m., that's a Saturday, you also want to study for your midterm exam. Because in week 9, I'm sorry, in week 8, you're going to have your midterm exam that's going to be due on chapters 1 through 6 in Blackboard. So your midterm exam, chapters 1 through 6, October the 10th, 2020 by 11:59 p.m. That's when you need to have that midterm exam completed on Blackboard. Okay, so that's your midterm exam, and we're going to move through the chapters in the book with each week. And you're going to see we have project 2 in week 12. Okay, that's due on the 7th of November, 2020. That's a complex editing dialogue project, okay, where we're going to actually, add a few elements to project 1. It's actually entirely different footage that you're going to be editing. But the idea is we're going to talk about editing a scene where it's not just two people sitting across a dining room table or a diner table talking to each other like project 1. How do you edit that with the 18 or 19 different shots? We're going to have a lot more shots and a lot more people involved. I think we have like 5 or 6 people in project 2, and people are getting up and moving from place to place, and people are outside of the room and then inside of the room, and you've got to edit the scene together, and it's a little more complex. So that's project 2. Okay, and we've gone to week 13. Okay, we have quiz number 9 on lesson 13, quiz number 10 on lesson 16. Notice that we've skipped a few chapters here. We go from lesson 8 to lesson 13. So if we skip 9, 10, 11, and 12, we go from 8 to 13 to 16. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, and 16. Those are the chapters that we're going to cover in the textbook this semester. Okay, and then week 15, I gave you a week to just study for final exams. Okay, week 16 here, that's when our proctored event is on December the 3rd, 2020 at 3 p.m. Your written final exam on chapters 1 through 8 and 13 and 16. It's going to be due on Blackboard by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday, the 5th of December, 2020. Notice that the last day of the semester is actually Wednesday, December the 9th, but that last week 17, I don't have anything scheduled. The reason why I do that is because a lot of times our deadlines for turning in grades are like right at the end of the semester. Like they may say I have to turn in all the grades for everyone by December the 10th. So as you can see, having the final project and the final exam due on December the 9th, that wouldn't give me much time to grade everything and get it back in the next day. So that's why I pretty much end our effective work a week before the end of the semester. Okay, so we can tidy up and clean up. And it also gives us a little time just in case we lag behind or anything like that to catch up. Okay, so that's the syllabus. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. I was just sneaking a peek at my internet to see if it was back up so I could show you the book, the textbook that we have. But really, you don't really need me to do that. You can just go to Amazon.com and type in Adobe Premiere Pro CC Classroom in a Book. Look for the 2020 release by Maxim Jago. It'll show you there. And I've given you details on how you can procure the book. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact me at thomasj@gptc.edu. Go ahead and get that book. Go ahead and do your ethics quiz and your no-show assignment. Please read chapter or lesson 1 in the textbook and read the PowerPoints, the steps to becoming a film editor, and watch the video, What is an Editor? And that is what we're going to do on week 1. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.